Ryan Steinekert with Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels. Coach, as always, thanks for your time today. What did you think about your team's performance at Milford last Friday?
Obviously, Milford's a little better team than what we played the week before, but I thought our kids, they battled. We did some really good things again, and we just missed some opportunities that we needed to get the ball in the end zone, and if we would have, I think it would have been a little different outcome.
Milford did at least what Coach Marshall told me he wanted to do, was get a lead early and force you guys to play from behind and get out of your offensive game plan.
Yeah, that's an area that we're not great at is coming from behind, just for the fact of what we do offensively, and Milford was able to score 2 early touchdowns on us, and then we came out of the second half and marched it down their throat and scored, and then we got the momentum back, and we were moving it again, and we just didn't get the ball in the end zone when we needed to.
You got to be happy, at least I would think, if you look at what they had done in the 3 games before you, 52 points a game. You hold them to 21.
Yeah, defensively, I thought we were very good. They got 2 long passes, which, that's something that we got to make sure doesn't happen again, is the big plays. But, other than that, I thought we held our own as far as defensively. I thought we had kids in the right spots. We just didn't make plays on 2 long passes, and that's something we got to learn from, and hopefully we do, and hopefully we continue to get better.
How do you fix it? I mean, you had 2 possessions where you got down inside their 10 and couldn't score. What do you do in practice this week to focus on that and improve that?
One thing is it seems like we get down there and for some reason we relax before we get the ball in the end zone, and then somebody will miss a block or we don't go the right place as far as our backs. It's just always something different, and that's just something that we got to do better. Is we got to be more mentally tough, and when we get down there, instead of relaxing, we got to make sure that we give everything we got and get the ball in the end zone.
If you look at the way Milford was scoring the ball and then compare that with what Parowan, your opponent for this Friday, is doing, Parowan looks like they may be a step above Milford as far as their offense and defense.
Yeah, they do things totally different. Milford obviously love to pass, and Parowan's just the opposite. They're more like us. They put the ball on the ground more, and it's something that we haven't seen a whole lot of. Most of the teams we played so far have been pretty balanced, so we're going to have to make sure that we get kids in the right spot to make those plays when they're running the football.
Is their base offense like a wishbone? Is it an option? What they do?
It's option, but it's an offset eye is what it is, and so they have 3 in the backfield like we do, but they're offset to one side, and then they run an overload with their line. So it's something a little different than what we've seen, and something that we'll have to prepare for.
Have you gotten an idea of the size that they have and how you'll stack up with them?
They got a really big back. I'm sure he's probably around 215 or so, and he moves well. Their line is pretty good size, so they probably have us outsized as far as across the board. But that's happened to us in the past. That's just something that we're going to have to make sure that we deal with.
You found some success against Milford in what looked like a counter play. Kenan Clark got a big bunch of yards on a bunch of carries against Milford. Is that something that we just hadn't seen as much? You found some success with it against Milford?
Milford just did a really good job of rallying to the football, so that different direction worked well for us, and then we were able to hit Kenan in the flat a few times as far as passing the ball when it looked like we were going to run it, and so the play action worked well for us. So those are things we're going to continue to work on, and and then we got to make sure that we are more consistent as far as our blocking, and hopefully we can get the ball in the end zone.
Mentality of the guys is pretty positive right now?
Yeah, they understand that we had our chances on Friday. We just didn't get the job done, and and that's something that we got to change because we're running out of time. But they're still very upbeat. They still understand that they're a good team when they do things the way that they're supposed to, and so we just got to continue to become more consistent. And if we do that, I think when we get to the end, we should have a chance to do something in the playoffs.
Did that give you some confidence being that close with Milford as far as looking at what they had done and looking forward to the playoffs?
Yeah, we knew going in that Milford had kids that had lots of experience. They had lots of seniors, which, that's where your leadership comes from. So we knew going in that it was going to be a tough game and that we'd have to play well. And, and hopefully our kids seen that they can play with Milford and we could meet them again in the playoffs. So hopefully they'd have confidence if we did.
Ashley Brown of the Rich Rebels, thanks for your time. Good luck Friday against Parowan.
Okay, thank you.